Hello, my name is Evans Mensah, and you can relive all the fun and excitement on Top Story, Newsnight, and of course, Ghana Connect via podcast. All you need to do is to log on to myjoyonline/podcast. Search for your favorite show and relive the moment. Joy 99.7 FM, your radio for discerning listeners.
All right, so you're still on the AM show, and Joy Prime Explores, an exciting travel show that translates sights and sounds into real experiences, and it's hitting your screens this September. It is a show that brings you close to the unseen sides of different cultures, people, and unique places through the best TV experience. And who is hosting that? That's Kojo Yangsing, and he's with me here in the studio. Kojo Yangsing is also the host of the Super Morning Show. Good to have you on the show.
It's great to be here, and it's weird what we had to do to make this happen, because the Super Morning Show is still going on.
I know. Okay, but it's also all about JN Explore. So you tell us more. What is this show about?
All right, I'll tell you how it came to be. I think that kind of answers all the questions. So, 2 years ago, 2019, I was privileged to join the British High Commissioner on his bike ride. Yes, Ian Walker, His Excellency Ian Walker, on his bike ride from the north of the country to the south. They called it the Ghana Grand.
Yeah.
That was quite an experience. You know, we drive through the country, so we miss a lot. When you ride through it and you take your time,
you see so much more.
You see so much more. So I started to realize that, you know, everywhere we go, even if it's a popular tourist attraction, we tend to discover things that I never knew until I went there.
All right.
So we went to Paga, you know of the crocodiles in Paga, right? But as we were walking through the township, we came across this this tomb, okay, this burial site of an Englishman who lived in Paga in the 1920s.
Yeah.
He's responsible for teaching so many young children English back then in the 20s. And his whole story is told on a plaque, and it's sitting right there, and people walk and run past it all day long. Okay, so I thought to myself, I mean, I would travel to see this.
Yeah.
You know, and there are things like that, little nuggets in every corner of this country. So I thought, you know what? This is content for a show. This is what people would love to sit at home and enjoy on a Sunday evening, and it will inspire them to perhaps go out and visit some other place the following weekend. So we came back, we sat down, and we planned Joy Prime Explore. So it's just taking you to see the hidden nuggets across our country and across our globe.
What better way to represent it? If you look at this photo over here, we see a photograph of the Volta Lake, a section of the Volta Lake. You can see the Adome Bridge right there. But essentially, you're saying that this is all beautiful, but down there, there are stories that need to be told. There's a whole lot more beauty that's in there that needs to be seen, and which is what the show is about.
Absolutely, and I'll give you a clue as to one of the stories we'll be telling. So as you can see, that's the Adome Bridge right there.
Yeah.
This is the Eastern region side, and that's the Volta region side.
Okay, so that'll be Juapon probably.
That's right. So when you cross over into the Volta region side and you turn and go down, right, you are heading into Akwemufie.
Yeah.
Now, Akwemufie is where you will find the palace of the Akwemu king. There's a museum there. Did you know that?
No.
Okay. This museum has artifacts that are over 5 centuries old. Still
5
maintained.
centuries?
Yes. The Akwemu kingdom, I mean, the original Ghanaians that came from Mali, the Malian kingdom, some of them were Akwemus, and there is evidence of them being part of those caravans that traveled all the way from Mali to settle here in Ghana. Over 500-year-old artifacts preserved, telling the story of those struggles and those journeys. There is a piece of cloth in Tuma that the king wears. To this day, he still wears it to certain high-profile funerals. And it was supposed to be his war cloth.
The same piece of cloth?
The same piece of cloth. He wears it today, over 100 years old. Okay, it was supposed to be his war cloth. And it has this little gourd hanging from it that has honey in it. And apparently, when they get to a place where they are close to the enemy, they can open the gourd, the honey will come out, and bees will swarm around the army to protect them. This is the legend.
Okay.
Now, that gourd I went closer and I was told that it's not just a gourd, it's a human testicle. Yeah. It's a human testicle containing honey. The symbolism of it, only God knows.
Human testicle, what do you say that in tree?
I can say it in Fanti if you prefer.
Okay, Fanti.
Nyimpanan toshe.
Ntoshe.
Ntoshe. What are you making me teach children this morning? Anyway, that's just one of
But
them.
I'm going to be learning a whole lot more.
Absolutely. That's one of the many wonders. That's
Okay,
the
so
cloth
that's
right
it.
there. That's the cloth right there. It's over 100 years old.
Does it get laundered?
I wonder how they manage it, because it did smell quite clean.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I don't know how
Because
they manage
I'm
it.
thinking that if you're laundering it, you're going to lose something.
I would have thought so, but somehow it survived. It survived. And he wears it today. The king wears it. The Akwemu king wears it to high-profile funerals. The last time he wore it was to the Queen Mother, Asante Queen Mother's funeral, just a few years ago.
Okay, so when are we having the first episode on air?
Sunday, 6 p.m. on the Joy Prime channel. I can't wait. I mean, I was there for these things, but I can't wait to see it. It's so fascinating,
Yeah,
so
I can
fascinating,
imagine.
Israel. Now, at the end of this trip to Akwemu,
Yeah.
we reveal a very interesting detail about two prominent Ghanaians who you would never imagine to be related. But there is a house in which one's mother grew up with the other's grandmother. In fact, they are sisters. So they are related by blood. I'm not going to tell you who, okay, but there are two Ghanaians who you would normally imagine to be rivals.
Yeah.
But as it turns out, they are more closely
Now,
related
I'm
than
curious.
you ever think. Yeah, you'll find out at the end of that episode. It's got everything, this episode. It's got beauty queens.
Yeah.
It's got dwarfs. It's got the keys to the Guggisberg Castle, and it's got this amazing blood relation between two rivals. It's fascinating.
One other thing that tends to happen is, yes, you're sampling the cultures and all of that. You also get to sample the food.
Yes. Now, on this particular trip, we didn't get a lot of time to spend with the food.
Okay.
I mean, that happened more off camera, if you will. But there are episodes coming up where we will tell you stories about the recipes that people have handed down from generation to generation. The reason why certain things taste a certain way when you eat them in certain parts of the country. It will blow your mind, Israel. Each episode is a real adventure.
Yeah.
And you know me, I'm an adventurer. So, I mean, this is a perfect way for me to spend a few weekends every month showing
That's so cool. I'm feeling jealous already. Is this all going to be about Ghana? Or we're going to move out of Ghana at some point?
We are privileged to be able to explore the whole globe. So we will not leave a single inch of Ghana unexplored.
Okay.
But we will also make sure that we travel far and wide. There's an episode coming up that shows the adventures that my colleague Maxwell Agbagba had in Dubai. Okay, that's another amazing episode that you really have to catch. And we'll be visiting all kinds of amazing places, telling stories that you had never known about them.
Thank you very much, Kojo Yankton. We're very much looking forward to the Joy Prime Explore, which is premiering, as Kojo said, this Sunday, September 12th. At what time?
At 6 p.m.
At 6 p.m. And thank you for getting out of the Super Morning Show to come join us on the AM show for us to get to do this. So I guess you'll be going back onto the Super Morning Show.
That's right.
So you can get to listen to him on radio. But here in the studio, I want to say happy birthday to Mrs. Mary Ama of the Lands Commission here in Accra. We have a lot more coming up on the show. IB should be standing by with Showbiz, so do stay tuned in.